Hi, my name is Rachel Bledsoe, and I want to take a moment to introduce myself and explain why I took a stand against bullying as a parent. It occurred, or the incident happened on February 19th of this year. My youngest son was done with wrestling practice at the Grand Rapids Middle School. After wrestling practice, a fellow wrestler went up to him and started calling him retarded. My son is highly functioning autistic. He also holds a 3.6 GPA and is mainstream. The fellow wrestlers, um, ganged up on him like a wolf pack, and they continued on calling him the derogatory names. I, in turn, went to the coach and told him what was going on. The coach brought the team back together and told them that if they continued, there would be consequences. The second time, we were walking out of the doors, and then the one wrestler continued on calling my son retarded. At this time, a county prosecutor was also walking out of the door as well and just shook his head. I went back into the school, and the coach again warned the children. My sons, Samuel and Nathaniel, and I left the middle school again. We weren't even to the curb when the same wrestler ran up to my son Nathaniel and said, "Hey, retard, what is it like to be autistic?" Nathaniel at that time dropped his bag, took his jacket off, looked at the kid, and said, "Do you want a piece of me now? Because you never want it when we're on the mat." I don't believe in violence cures all, so we went right back into the middle school. The coach had a talk with them again. After the coach was done, I told the coach I wanted to talk to the children. I looked at the children, or the fellow wrestlers, and I told them Nathaniel did not choose to be born the way he was. This is the way God made him, so he's perfect. I also told him that Nathaniel has a 3.6 GPA and he's mainstream, and most of those wrestlers do not hold a GPA that high. He's a good student, and he for and he's a good wrestler. I'm kind of partial because he's my child. Um, and the kids just, the fellow wrestlers just looked at me and they were smiling and smirking and talking um, derogatory still. And I stopped and I told them, in a snap of a fingers, your life could change. You're walking and talking now, but just like that, it could be done with. They didn't know what to say. And then I started crying because it was an emotional moment. And I told them that myself, as a parent, is here to protect my children. And I will protect them and stand up for them against bullies like you guys. You guys are a team. You guys are supposed to work together, not against each other. They were quiet. The smirks went away. The laughter went away. And I told my boys it's time to leave. We left. We came home, did our normal routine. They went to bed. I was sitting at my computer in this same spot I am now, in tears. I didn't know where to go, what to do, nothing. I was talking to my friend from childhood on Facebook, and he told me it was time to take a stand as a parent. It was time to do something. Make buttons, make a shirt, have a saying, make a stand, do something. So I sat at my computer thinking about what my brother always says, my brother Stephen Misha. You're either part of the problem or part of the solution. I wanted to use that somehow. So on the back of the shirt, I wanted it to say be the solution and not the problem. The front of the shirt, I came up with bullying is a loser's game. And the reason I came up with that is when somebody is bullying, nobody's winning. The one that's being bullied and the one that's bullying. And loser does not mean that the person is a loser. And then some people are thinking that I'm trying to berate or belittle the one that's bullying. And it's true that the person who is bullying wants power over someone else. They don't have power somewhere in their life, so they want to have power somewhere else, so they find the weakest link. So I came up with these shirts. I had a company out of Grand Rapids print the shirts up for me, and my boys wore them to school. But prior to that, that same very night, I made the Facebook page that you guys have liked, Bullying Be the Solution, Not the Problem. After making that, the person who helps me manage the page, Scott Hall from Brainerd, found a group called CAB, Community Against Bullying. He got in contact with the founder, Danielle Nesvold, and I got to talking to her, and what a wonderful mentor she is. She suggested me to have a town hall meeting. No idea on how to start it. So she walked me through the steps, and since her in-laws are from the Grand Rapids area, she came up and helped me with this meeting. It was a great success. We had children, we had parents, we had grandparents, we had retired teachers, we had teachers, we had organizations, Dwayne Geisler from Campus Life or Youth for Christ, Becky LaPlante, and Jackie David from the Blenheim Foundation. And there was also a lady from Advocates for Family Peace. It was a wonderful turnout. And I want everybody to realize this: as a parent, it's up to you to take a stand for your children. And that's what I did. So I appreciate you guys liking the page, being very involved, and coming to the meetings and sharing your stories, your experience, and your suggestions. I would appreciate it if you would share the page with your friends, your families, your coworkers, to get the word out that parents need to be involved and not expect our teachers to have to solve all the problems. Teachers have a tough job. It's not an easy job. And as I said at the school board meeting, as a nursing assistant, I can relate to being pulled in every which direction. We have to give them credit for what they do, but we also have to help them. And so I don't want to work against them. I want to work with them. And some people talk negative about teachers, and I also want to know that there's people that realize that there's good and bad in every profession. We have good and bad in every profession, and we just have to respect what they're trying to do. So with that, I'm going to end, but I appreciate you guys being guests, fans, members of this page. Thank you. Have a great evening.